Welcome to US Coins Hub, where history meets hidden value. Today, we uncover a rare piece of American heritage, a coin that tells a story, holds mystery, and could be worth far more than its face value. So slow down, listen closely, and step into the timeless world of rare and valuable US coins. Let's dive into today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving into a coin that's not only a piece of currency, but a piece of American history. The United States Washington quarter dollar issued in celebration of the nation's bicentennial, spanning the years 1776 to 1976. This coin is an iconic piece, blending artistry, patriotism, and collectability, and in rare cases, it can be worth far more than most people imagine. So pay close attention, because what we're about to explore is truly remarkable. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, and by 1976, the U.S. Mint created a special bicentennial edition to celebrate 200 years of American independence. Millions of these coins were minted and circulated widely, yet the bicentennial quarters hold a special place in collector hearts due to their unique design and historical significance. The reverse of the bicentennial Washington quarter is instantly recognizable and packed with symbolism. At the center, you'll see a striking depiction of a colonial drummer boy, flanked by a victory torch and an eagle. Surrounding the design are the dates 1776 to 1976, commemorating America's 200 years of independence. This design, unlike the standard Washington quarter, perfectly encapsulates the spirit of the American Revolution, celebrating bravery, liberty, and the country's enduring ideals. But what truly makes certain bicentennial quarters exceptional goes far beyond their design. While millions were minted, the vast majority were circulated and experienced the wear and tear of everyday life. Scratches, dulling, and faded details. Coins that survived in pristine, uncirculated condition with full mint luster, sharp edges, and flawless details are increasingly rare and highly prized by collectors. Even more intriguing are the minting errors that occasionally appear on these quarters. During production, a small number of coins left the mint with imperfections that make them extremely valuable. Some bicentennial quarters display doubled die errors, where letters, numbers, or parts of the drummer, eagle, or torch appeared doubled when examined closely. Others were struck off-center, causing portions of the design to shift dramatically and creating a visually striking anomaly that collectors immediately notice. Planchet errors also exist, where the coin was struck on the wrong metal blank or with irregular thickness or weight. Die cracks, weak strikes, and missing details, especially in areas with intricate features like the drummer's uniform, the eagle's wings, or the torch, make these coins one-of-a-kind treasures. Each of these errors is unique, unintentional, and highly sought after, which is exactly what makes certain bicentennial Washington quarters stand out. What makes this coin particularly captivating to collectors is the combination of historical significance and visible design detail. The patriotic imagery ensures that even minor errors are noticeable, while the bicentennial theme adds emotional and cultural value. When a coin combines a dramatic minting error with perfect condition and professional authentication, its value can skyrocket. Collectors are drawn not just to rarity, but to the story behind the coin. Owning a bicentennial Washington quarter is like holding a miniature celebration of American independence. It's a tangible connection to history, liberty, and the spirit of 2 centuries of progress. For coin enthusiasts, this quarter is a perfect reminder that even coins minted for everyday use can become extraordinary treasures. It encourages patience, careful observation, and the excitement of discovering hidden value in what might seem ordinary. So, if you ever come across a Washington bicentennial quarter from 1776 to 1976, take the time to examine it closely. Study the details of the drummer, eagle, and torch, and look for anything unusual or out of place. Because in the rarest and most exceptional cases, this iconic piece of American history has achieved an astonishing value of $86,000. Top 2, we're taking a close look at a classic piece of American history, the United States Washington quarter dollar from 1967. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary coin from the late 60s, but this quarter hides a world of collectible value, rare errors, and historical significance. If you love coins or just enjoy the thrill of uncovering hidden treasures, this one deserves your full attention. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, and the 1967 issue is part of a fascinating period in U.S. coin history. This was during the height of the Washington quarter's popularity, just before the mint transitioned to silverless clad compositions in 1965. By 1967, these quarters were widely circulated, yet some examples have survived in remarkable condition, making them highly sought after by collectors. The design of the Washington quarter is iconic. On the obverse, you'll see the familiar portrait of George Washington, crafted with fine detail that captures his stoic and dignified presence. Around the edge, the inscriptions declare liberty, in God we trust, and the date, 1967, reminding us of the era in which the coin was minted. On the reverse, the bald eagle with outstretched wings clutches a bundle of arrows above an olive branch, symbolizing strength and peace, a design that has resonated with collectors for decades. While millions of these quarters were struck and circulated daily, the ones that survived in near-perfect condition are incredibly rare. Over the years, most have experienced wear, scratches, and fading, which makes uncirculated or mint-state examples highly desirable. Coins that retain their original luster, with sharp details in Washington's portrait and the eagle's feathers, are especially valued in the collector market. Even more fascinating are the minting errors that sometimes appear on these coins. Some 1967 Washington quarters display doubled die errors, where letters, dates, or features of the eagle appear doubled under magnification. Others may be struck off-center, creating a misalignment that leaves parts of the design incomplete, a rare anomaly that instantly attracts attention. Planchet errors, such as striking on the wrong metal blank or producing irregular thickness, have also been documented, as well as die cracks and weak strikes that affect the finer details of the eagle or the lettering. These unintentional variations make each error coin unique and highly desirable. What makes the 1967 Washington quarter particularly fascinating is how subtle details can dramatically affect its value. Minor differences in strike, planchet, or surface quality can elevate a coin from a common piece of pocket change to a highly prized collectible. Serious collectors are always on the lookout for coins in excellent condition with rare minting anomalies, making this quarter a thrilling find. Collectors are also drawn to this coin for its historical context. The 1960s were a time of significant cultural and economic change in the United States, and owning a coin from this era connects you to that moment in history. It's not just a quarter. It's a miniature artifact of American life and craftsmanship. For anyone who loves coin collecting, this quarter is a reminder that even coins that seem ordinary at first glance can hide extraordinary value. Patience, careful observation, and knowledge of what to look for can turn everyday coins into a collector's dream. The next time you come across a Washington quarter from 1967, take a moment to examine it carefully. Look closely at the details, the strike, and any unusual features. Because in the rarest and most exceptional cases, this remarkable coin has achieved an astonishing value of $83,000. Top 3, we're diving into a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but hides incredible stories and value. The United States Washington quarter dollar from 1968. This quarter, part of the long-running Washington series, combines history, artistry, and rare collector potential that can surprise even the most seasoned coin enthusiasts. So pay close attention, because this one is truly worth exploring. The Washington quarter has been an American staple since 1932, honoring the first president of the United States with a design that has stood the test of time. By 1968, the coin had already been circulating for decades, yet some examples from this year have become highly desirable for collectors. This was a period of transition at the U.S. Mint, with the production focused on maintaining quality while striking millions of coins for everyday use. Despite the vast numbers, only a few survived in exceptional condition, making these coins rare and exciting to collect. The obverse of the 1968 Washington quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington. The intricate details of his hair, eyes, and facial features remain crisp and commanding in uncirculated examples. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the date, 1968, reminders of the era and the enduring significance of the design. On the reverse, the iconic bald eagle spreads its wings, clutching arrows above an olive branch, symbolizing both strength and peace. This classic imagery has made the coin instantly recognizable and beloved among collectors. While most 1968 quarters were circulated heavily, collecting interest focuses on coins that survived in pristine condition. These uncirculated or mint-state coins retain their original luster, sharp details, and smooth surfaces, which are increasingly rare today. Coins with strong eye appeal are highly prized, and even small imperfections or where can dramatically affect value. What makes this coin even more fascinating is the presence of minting errors on rare examples. Doubled die errors, where lettering, dates, or parts of the eagle appear doubled under close inspection, are particularly sought after. Some coins were struck off-center, leaving portions of the design incomplete or shifted, creating a striking visual anomaly. Planchet errors, such as coins struck on the wrong metal blank or exhibiting unusual thickness or weight, also add tremendous collector interest. Die cracks and weak strikes in key areas like the eagle's wings or Washington's hair further contribute to the coin's rarity and value. Each mint error is unique, making these coins one-of-a-kind treasures for serious collectors. What sets the 1968 Washington quarter apart is how subtle variations can dramatically change its value. A slight doubling on the date or lettering, an off-center strike, or a flawless uncirculated surface can turn an ordinary coin into a collector's dream. Serious numismatists are always on the lookout for these rare examples, making this quarter both exciting and highly desirable. Collectors are also drawn to this coin for its historical context. The late 1960s were a period of significant change in America, and owning a coin from this era connects you to that moment in history. It's more than just a piece of currency. It's a miniature artifact that reflects the craftsmanship, culture, and artistry of its time. For coin lovers, this quarter is a reminder that even coins minted for everyday use can hide extraordinary value. It encourages careful observation, patience, and the thrill of discovery. Even a coin that seems ordinary at first can turn out to be a rare gem.so. If you come across a Washington quarter from 1968, take a moment to study it carefully. Examine the strike, the details, and any unusual features. Because in the rarest and most exceptional cases, this historic and iconic quarter has reached an astonishing value of $80,000. Top 4, we're taking a closer look at a coin that might be sitting in your pocket or tucked away in an old collection, the United States Washington quarter dollar from 1969. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary piece of currency, but for collectors, this quarter is a hidden gem that combines historical significance, intricate design, and the potential for incredible value. Stick around, because this coin has a story that every collector should hear. The Washington quarter has been a fixture of American coinage since 1932, honoring the nation's first president with a design that has stood the test of time. By 1969, these quarters were widely circulated, used in everyday transactions across the country. Yet, despite millions being minted, only a small number of examples have survived in exceptional condition. That rarity is what makes certain 1969 Washington quarters so highly sought after today. The obverse of the coin features the familiar and dignified portrait of George Washington. Every detail, from the strands of his hair to the fine lines of his face, remains crisp and sharp on coins that have been preserved carefully. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date, 1969, a reminder of the era in which the coin was minted. On the reverse, the iconic bald eagle spreads its wings, clutching a bundle of arrows above an olive branch, symbolizing both strength and peace. This timeless design has captivated collectors for decades. While most 1969 quarters were heavily circulated, the coins that survived in mint condition are increasingly rare. Uncirculated examples that retain their original luster, with sharp lettering and crisp details on both Washington's portrait and the eagle's feathers, are highly prized. Even minor imperfections, or where can significantly affect a coin's value, making pristine coins especially desirable. What makes this quarter truly exciting for collectors is the presence of minting errors on rare examples. Some 1969 Washington quarters exhibit doubled die errors, where letters, dates, or parts of the eagle appeared doubled when examined under magnification. Others were struck off-center, leaving portions of the design misaligned or partially blank, creating a dramatic and visually appealing anomaly. Planchet errors, where the coin was struck on the wrong metal blank, have also been recorded, as well as die cracks and weak strikes that affect the finer details of the eagle or Washington's features. Each mint error is unique and unintentional, making these coins incredibly desirable to collectors. What makes the 1969 Washington quarter especially intriguing is how subtle differences can dramatically change its value. A slight doubling on the date, a perfectly preserved uncirculated surface, or a rare off-center strike can transform an ordinary quarter into a highly coveted collector's item. Serious numismatists are always on the lookout for these rare examples, which makes this coin both exciting and valuable. Collectors are also drawn to this coin for its historical context. The late 1960s were a time of significant cultural and economic change in the United States, and owning a coin from this era connects you to that history. It's not just money. It's a small piece of American heritage, carefully crafted and preserved for generations. For anyone passionate about coin collecting, this quarter is a powerful reminder that value often hides in plain sight. Coins that seem ordinary at first glance can become prized treasures when condition, rarity, and unique minting errors come together. If you come across a Washington quarter from 1969, take the time to examine it closely. Study the strike, the details, and any unusual characteristics. Because in the rarest and most exceptional cases, this historic and iconic quarter has reached an astonishing value of $78,000. Top 5, we're exploring a coin that may seem like an everyday piece of change, but for collectors, it's a hidden gem with incredible history and value. The United States Washington quarter dollar from 1972. This quarter is part of a series that has fascinated collectors for decades, and some examples can be worth far more than most people imagine. So pay close attention, because this coin is full of surprises. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage since 1932, honoring George Washington with a timeless design. By 1972, these quarters were widely circulated across the country, passing through countless hands. Yet despite the millions that were minted, only a select few have survived in exceptional condition. That rarity is what makes certain 1972 Washington quarters so intriguing to collectors today. The obverse features the classic portrait of George Washington, sharp and detailed in high-quality examples. Every line in his hair, the expression on his face, and the contours of his profile are carefully preserved in uncirculated coins. Surrounding Washington, the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date, 1972, frame the design perfectly. On the reverse, the bald eagle spreads its wings over a bundle of arrows with an olive branch beneath, symbolizing both strength and peace. The clean, detailed design of this coin has made it a favorite for collectors for decades. While most 1972 quarters were used in everyday transactions, coins that have survived in pristine condition are rare. Uncirculated examples with full mint luster, sharp lettering, and crisp details in Washington's portrait and the eagle's feathers are highly sought after. Even minor wear or small imperfections can significantly reduce value, which makes well-preserved coins particularly desirable. What makes this coin even more exciting is the occurrence of rare minting errors. Some 1972 quarters showed double die errors, where parts of the lettering, numbers, or eagle appeared doubled under close examination. Others were struck off-center, leaving portions of the design shifted or incomplete, creating a striking visual anomaly that collectors immediately notice. Planchet errors, such as coins struck on the wrong metal blank or with irregular thickness, have also been documented. Die cracks and weak strikes, especially around the eagle or Washington's features, make certain coins unique and highly collectible. Each error is one of a kind, adding to the excitement for serious numismatists. What makes the 1972 Washington quarter particularly captivating is how subtle differences can dramatically increase its value. A minor doubling, a perfectly preserved uncirculated surface, or a rare off-center strike can transform a common quarter into a highly sought-after collector's item. The combination of historical significance, artistry, and minting anomalies makes this coin extremely appealing to collectors. Collectors are also drawn to this quarter for its connection to history. The early 70s were a time of cultural and social change in the United States, and owning a coin from this era connects you to that story. It's more than money. It's a tangible piece of American heritage, a miniature artifact that has survived decades. For anyone passionate about coin collecting, this Washington quarter is a reminder that even modern coins can hold extraordinary value. Careful observation, knowledge of minting errors, and attention to detail can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a rare treasure. So, if you ever come across a Washington quarter from 1972, examine it closely. Look for sharp details, unusual features, and any signs of minting errors. Because in the rarest and most exceptional cases, this remarkable quarter has reached an astonishing value of $75,000.